There are things you've been carrying for years that you've never actually said out loud. Not because you can't, but because you don't even fully understand them yourself. Here's the truth. What you don't process doesn't disappear. It stores, it loops, it leaks. It shows up in your reactions, your stress, your relationship, and your decisions. But what if there was a way to take something that feels chaotic and overwhelming and actually organize it, release it, and change how it lives inside of you? No therapy session, no conversation required. Just you and the truth on paper.
Every lesson is a lyric in the universal song. Oh, the lessons of the journey, I'll weave them in my song.
Welcome back to Lessons of the Journey. I'm Coach Nicole here with Coach Jen, and today we're talking about something deceptively simple, writing, but not surface level journaling, not here's what I did today. We're talking about expressive writing, getting the truth out of your head and onto paper in a raw, unfiltered way. This work was largely studied by James W. Pennebaker, who found that writing about emotional experiences for just a few days created measurable changes in people's mental and physical health. But here's what's important. We're not just talking about his research. We're going to break down what's happening in your brain, your body, and your nervous system when you do this. Because when you understand the mechanism, you stop seeing this as just journaling and start seeing it as a tool.
Yes. Your brain is built to make sense of things. Nicole and I have talked about this before. When something intense happens, especially something emotional or traumatic, it doesn't always get processed cleanly. Instead, it gets stored in fragments, maybe images, different emotions, different sensations in your body, or just different reactions. This is where the neuroscience comes in. The emotional center of your brain, the amygdala, fires fast, but the part responsible for logic, language, and organization, the prefrontal cortex, doesn't always catch up. So what you're left with is an experience that feels alive, but not organized. That's why something small can trigger a big reaction. You're not reacting to the moment itself. You're reacting to something that was never fully processed. And writing forces integration. When you take an internal experience and put it into words, you're activating your prefrontal cortex. You're literally taking something emotional and giving it structure. Research using brain imaging has shown that labeling emotions reduces activity in the amygdala. What this means is that when you put your feelings into words, the intensity starts to decrease. You're not suppressing it, you're actually organizing it. And that's the shift from something happening to you to something you can actually observe.
I love when we put the science and it all comes together. So James W. Pennebaker took groups of people and had them write for about 15 to 20 minutes over a few days. One group wrote about surface level topics, what you did for the day. The other wrote about their deepest emotional experiences. The difference? The group that wrote about real emotional events showed lower stress levels, improved immune function, better mood, even fewer visits to the doctor.
Mind blown, Nicole.
This wasn't mindset. This was measurable change in the body. And what's even more interesting, the people who benefited the most weren't the ones who just vented. They were the ones who started to make meaning out of what they wrote. Okay, so why don't people do this? Well, number one, because it's uncomfortable. Let's just call it what it is. Sitting down and writing the truth without distractions, without numbing out, requires you to face things you've been avoiding. And avoidance feels easier in the short term. But here's the trade-off. Avoidance doesn't eliminate the experience. It just keeps it active in the background, unprocessed. It shows up as stress, overthinking, irritability, or emotional shutdown. I never have any of those.
Nope.
So the question becomes, do you want to feel it intentionally for a short period of time or unintentionally all the time?
Well, shit, when you put it like that, Nicole, because I liked the avoidance thing.
Yes.
You've seen that study. You can have one marshmallow now, but if you wait until we come back, you can have 2 marshmallows. They do it with kids, and you're like, but right now sounds good.
Yeah.
How do we actually do this? There's a really simple structure. You know, Nicole and I don't try to make you do too much heavy stuff. So simple structure, no fluff. We're talking about 15 to 20 minutes. You can set a timer on your phone. We're looking at 3 to 4 consecutive days. That's it. We're not telling you to sit down every day for the rest of your life and process this stuff. 15 to 20 minutes, 3 to 4 consecutive days. And you're going to write about one meaningful emotional experience. Here are the rules that matter. Do not edit yourself. Do not worry about your grammar. And don't try to sound good. This is not for anyone else. Nobody else will be reading this. You are not writing a story for approval. You are telling the truth. And when you're done, you can keep it, delete it, burn it, rip it up, throw it away. We don't care. The value is in the process, not the product. Now, I'm going to warn you, most people are going to feel resistance right away. Day 1, it's probably going to suck. It's going to feel heavy. Day 2 might even feel repetitive or even frustrating. But around day 3, something shifts. People start to see patterns. They gain perspective. Sometimes they even feel relief. Not because the situation changed, you can't go back and change it, but because their brain finally processed it.
And this isn't just one researcher. Studies in psychology and neuroscience support this across the board. Emotional labeling reduces stress responses. Narrative formation helps memory integration. Writing improves working memory and cognitive clarity. Even in trauma research, creating a coherent narrative is a key part of healing. Because chaos keeps things stuck. Structure creates movement. And writing is one of the simplest ways to create that structure. Think about where you're reacting more than you'd like to, where something small feels big, where you keep looping the same thoughts. That's usually a sign that something hasn't been processed. Writing gives you a place to put it. Instead of carrying it, you're confronting it. And instead of avoiding it, you're organizing it, which the brain loves.
We love this. This is where it gets deeper. A lot of what we carry becomes a part of our identity. You can sit here today and say, who I am today is because of all of the things that happened before me. We make it a part of our identity. And you've heard me say before, the I am statement is the most powerful thing that one can say to themselves. And so we start saying things like, I am anxious. Or I am guarded, or I am this way because, and then you repeat the narrative that you've been repeating forever that you never healed from. So the writing creates space between you and the experience. It helps shift from this is who I am, this is my essence, to this is something that happened. And that separation changes everything.
Wow. Let's talk about a few things that people get wrong. First off, they try to be positive too fast. I feel like this is going to be a big thing for a lot of people. They hold back what they really think. Yep.
I'm afraid of the truth. Sometimes I am afraid of the truth. That's why I haven't processed it.
Yes. Or they stop after one session. This works because of honesty and repetition, not perfection. You don't need to do it right. You just need to do it real.
Ugh, I love that statement. You just need to do it real. Okay, if you're going to try this, please keep it simple. Pick one experience that still has emotional weight. Set a timer for 15 minutes. Write without stopping. We're going stream of consciousness here. We're not thinking, we're putting it out. If you get stuck, write that you're stuck. Just please do not disengage, because the moment you want to stop is usually the moment you're actually getting somewhere.
Sounds like exercise. The exercise begins the moment you want to quit.
There you go.
No, that's good advice.
Yeah.
Healing isn't about never feeling it again. It's about not being controlled by it. That is really important. And you don't get there by avoiding your experience. You get there by facing it safely, intentionally, and honestly. And writing is one of the lowest barriers to entry for doing exactly that. There's no audience, there's no performance, there's just truth.
Why did I ever stop writing? I got to get back to that, Nicole.
We all do.
Clearly. Not like I don't have a life full of trauma to...
You also have a full life.
This is true. This is true. If this is one of the easiest way to move through these things. And I really like how there's no pressure, because it's really just you, the pen and the paper. There is no audience. You can be as unfiltered. If you need to just write cuss words all through.
Don't give me ideas.
There are things that we've been carrying that don't need to be carried anymore. Not because they didn't matter, but because they already happened. And the only thing keeping them active is that they've never been fully processed. You don't need the perfect words. You don't need the full story. You just need a starting point. Here's the challenge. Sit down, set a timer, tell the truth, and see what changes when you finally stop holding it all in.
This is pretty amazing. And I love that this is backed by science, because I've had this conversation with people before. How do you actually process? If you say to somebody, I feel like you haven't processed that grief, they'll sometimes look at you and go, well, how do you do that? Nobody ever tells us how to process our grief. And when you say, okay, so your brain can't process it because it's not structured. Writing creates the space and the structure. Structure creates the movement. Yeah. And then when you said it's not feeling it, it's not letting it control you, which one of the ways I see it control a lot of people is avoidance.
Oh, yeah.
The moment they feel anything around that, it's like, I'm going to hightail it out of here by taking my brain somewhere else so I don't have to feel that.
Yeah.
That's controlling you. This is wonderful, because I love the concept of how do you actually process?
Yeah. And for the longest time, one of my favorite quotes has been, once you realize your past is just a story, it can't control you anymore. And I think that speaks really broadly to what you were just saying, is that idea that we can control it. We literally cannot go back in time and change anything that has happened. So with that bold acceptance right there, everything that we're talking about on this paper now is a story. I get to then put this story out and then make sense of it with knowing everything that I already know. That's just such a simple and powerful way. If you're not going to go to therapy, if you're not going to sit and try to process all of this. And we're talking about 20 minutes a day for 4 days. Get through it. There are so many other cultures that allow for a grieving time or the ability to hold space in grief. Now, we're not talking about like somebody died. We're just talking about trauma and grief in general, some emotional experience. Do not think that it has to be this huge, big thing. Were you bummed out last week? Write about that. You got to sit down for 20 minutes and you got to do it. Do the work. And you understand that Nicole and I sit here every week and we're like, yeah, it sucks, but you got to do the work because that's the only way to get better.
It's the only way to get past it.
Here's part of it.
Yes. When you're talking about the 4 days, are we talking about doing the same trauma, the same experience, the same thing for 4 days?
Yes. Have you ever done that? I used to do that all the time because your perspective and the things that are coming out in stream of consciousness shifts. That's what we're talking about the structure that you see after the 4 days. You're able to see something from day one that, oh, shoot, on day 3, I really saw it more like this and my feelings about it were less intense, so you're putting this entire structured story together and you're like, oh, that's just a story.
Here's what I think actually the value is. You take the 20 minutes, but it's the 23 hours and 40 minutes that you're not focusing on it, that you're brain is
Yes.
organizing it, that's actually where the value is.
Yes, that's the integration. Absolutely.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's where your brain is doing the work that you're not focusing on, which is what you
Yeah.
want it to do when you're dealing with something. I would even say, as a challenge, you said not to take something heavy, but I think if something old that's heavy, why not try it?
Yeah.
If we're talking about success as how much control it has on you, if you have a major traumatic incident and you can work for 4 days and decrease the control by 10 to 20%, I'm all in for that.
Yeah. No, here's me saying, if it's too intense to start on the intense thing, start with the small
Yes.
thing. But if you're ready, jump in.
Yeah.
Like, why are we tiptoeing around this?
Yeah. And sometimes we have old trauma that's maybe it was a big thing then, but it's many years and you're sitting here going, I'm ready to let this shit go.
Yep.
Here you go. Do this for 4 days and see how it goes.
You'd be shocked at how many conversations I have with girlfriends. And they're like, oh, I know exactly where this comes from. They've been through the therapy. It comes from this childhood thing. And here's me saying, sit down for 20 minutes for 4 days, write about it and see what story you've made up and how it moves you now and see if that serves you. Where do you want to start? That's it.
There you go.
And would it hurt? Even if it didn't have massive change, would this hurt? Would it help your brain organize something that maybe didn't have organization before? It's certainly not going to hurt. No. But the warning was there. It's going to suck. It sucks thinking about these things.
Yes.
But the process then becomes, oh, shoot, now I don't think about them the same way. And that's the point. It's that 4 days of we're doing it. And then the rest of your life as, oh, I'm glad I kind of went through that process.
Love that. This is wonderful.
Like what you said, Nicole, starting at the gym. You're sore for the first 2 weeks anyway.
Yeah.
You're like, I got to go back and do legs now. Jeez, my upper body can't. Yeah. But then guess what? After that, yes.
Then you're feeling good. You're like, okay, this is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Muscles need to be worked. Yes.
That's
and your brain needs to be worked. And you need to tell your brain what you want it to do. And I'm going to go into one of my takeaways, because when you have these conversations about how you actually process, well, here is you communicating to your brain. I can sit and look in the mirror and go, brain, process this. And it's going to ignore me because it's not organized and there's no space for it.
Right.
But this is me basically saying, brain, process this. This is my 20 minutes. And it's okay. Now I've communicated to my brain what I want my brain to do by creating the space and creating the structure in this 20 minutes. I love it.
Yeah. And if you're like me, I go, well, I don't know exactly what to write about. So I will just wait until I have an inspiration or a topic to then write on. One of my takeaways was, if you're stuck, write that you're stuck, but write. It does not matter. Yeah. You can sit there and be like, well, I'm supposed to write. I'm sitting here writing. I don't know what I'm going to write about. Jen and Nicole said that I need to think about something that was emotional. The only thing that came to mind, look it, now we're writing. You'd sit there and bitch about Nicole and Jen for the first 10 minutes of it. We don't care, but something's coming out.
Whatever it takes. We could be the fall guys. We're coaches. We're used to it. My coach told me I have to do this. We tell clients that all the time.
We've been blamed for so many things.
No, you're absolutely right.
I love that the clarity, it doesn't come from thinking harder about it. It comes from just getting it out.
Yeah.
The stuckness is because it's inside your head and there's no separation, and the writing forces you to slow it down and actually look at it. That's one of my biggest takeaways is it doesn't matter what it is that's put out there. It matters that it's put out there.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It's funny because in my brain, I think I ruminate about crap all the time. Just pick one of those things. Obviously, if I'm ruminating about it, it's still controlling me and it's still stuck. So that's what I'll process. Oh, I keep thinking about this scenario. Let's do that one. I guess I just have a plethora of choices, so I can't imagine not having one.
Well, as you said to me, it's been a full life, right?
Absolutely. Love it.
You ready for my question?
I am.
Okay, here's a fun one.
Okay.
In light of our AI episodes that we did recently, I went to ChatGPT and I was like, I don't like these dumb icebreaker questions. Give me something good. So we're going through a series of AI-inspired questions at this point, Nicole. What is something you believe now that you would have argued against 5 years ago?
Okay, I can actually answer that. The value that religion brings to people.
Oh. Expand.
So, being that I was raised by gay parents, there was a lot of religious people in my experience that were quite disgusting to me and my family. And because of that, obviously, I had very tainted views of what religion was. And I really didn't see any value to it. I saw it as a way to spread hate. I saw it as a way to not like other people. I saw it as all the negative things it can be. And I would say in the last 5 years, I've really started to open myself up to the fact that my way is not always the best way. And sometimes there's other ways. I had a friend, she's a dear friend of mine, and she said to me something to the effect of, I like the concept that when I go to bed at night, it's not just me in charge of everything. There's a higher power. And I thought I can see how that would bring someone comfort. And I've also in my years known people who were religious and have some big hearts. That's really helped to open me up, especially in the last 5 years, to, okay, I can see some of the positives to it. I am not religious. I don't think I ever will be religious. I like the idea of picking certain things from certain religions that I like and working that into my life, my integration, but I'm never going to be someone who believes in a deity. But I understand now why people do, and I can understand why that brings people comfort.
I love this answer. That was so well thought out. And you
Thank
knew.
you.
You were like, oh yeah, I wasn't into it 5 years ago, and I can get it now.
I was not. There was a lot of pain around it that I probably had to process. And I had basically pain around religion, and I've let that go. So talk about processing things.
Yay!
I've processed out of that and realized that that's just certain people use it the way that they do. Some of my dear, dear friends are religious people now, and we're quite close to them. And they know I'm not, and they don't care. They love me and I love them, and we make it wonderful friendships. So
cool. Thank you
there
for the
it is.
answer.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Now my question's going to sound shallow.
We're different all the time.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe it won't be shallow. Let's see. Jen, what is the best gift you have ever been given?
Oh, wow. The best gift I've ever been given was kind of an intangible, and it was the safety and validation inside of my house.
Mm.
And actually having the people giving it understand why it's necessary. So I'm regularly processing this. Our episode today is very timely in my life, working through why I really never felt safe to be who I believed I was, and how I was kind of conditioned out of that based on life circumstances. And after becoming a mother, I very much went on a search for that little girl, because I thought, I'm not going to do the same thing to my kids. In that search for the little girl. Look at this not being a shallow question, Nicole.
Yeah, I was like, she took it deep. I love it.
In my search for that little girl, still looking, understanding what I missed then that I need now. Really, that all humans need. It's not a specific Jen thing. And needing to cultivate that with a chosen partner and a family.
Yeah.
My kids give me stuff all the time. I mean, the drawings. I love mom. Like, I get notes all the time.
Yeah.
Those are really special things, but I'm very confident in the safety and validation that exists inside of my partnership now that I really don't think that I ever experienced in most of my life. So that is a very special thing.
That's beautiful.
Thanks.
Love it. Good answer. Not shallow at all. She went deep. I love it. Well, thank you for being here and spending this time with us. If this episode resonated with you, or you know someone who's been carrying something they haven't processed, send this episode their way. And don't forget to follow us on social so you can stay connected and catch future episodes. You can find us at Lessons of the Journey. We are on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all those things. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Write your lines with passion, let your spirit freely roam. The lessons of your journey will lead you safe